The question is, I didn't have an answer for it, so I'm asking for some advice how to answer it. If God has knowledge of everything, He knows when we are going to sin, when we are going to commit a good deed, and ultimately if we're going to go to heaven or hell, then why, my friend was asking me, why should we try and please God and believe in God if our fate is already determined?
That if our fate is already determined, in that destiny is there, so why should we try and please God? What you have to understand in destiny, that's qadar, we Muslims have to believe, it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has knowledge of the future. For example, if in a classroom, if a teacher teaches the student and before the examination, the teacher predicts that this student will get first class first, this student will get second class, that student will fail. Now, after the examination, you get first class first, he gets second class, that student fails. Can the student who fails blame the teacher that because the teacher predicted, I will fail, I failed?
No.
No. The teacher knew that this student was very studious, used to do his homework, this student used to play hooky, used to see movies. Teacher predicted. Similarly, in Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ilm ghaib. The teacher being a human being can make a mistake. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not make a mistake. Allah has knowledge of the future, but He knows what you're going to do. For example, if you come at a crossroad, you have 4 options. Road number 1, 2, 3, 4. You choose road number 3. So Allah writes in advance, on so and so date, on the 5th of June, 2016, when you come at a crossroad, you will choose road 3. It is not because Allah is writing you will choose, because you will be choosing, Allah writes in advance. You understand? Allah has knowledge of ilm ghaib. He has knowledge of the future. It is not because Allah has written you are doing it, because you will be doing it, Allah writes in advance. So who's to blame, you or Allah?
Me.
You. So Allah has knowledge of the future in advance and He's written it down. Who's to blame? You are to blame. For example, once you pass your graduation, you can earn honestly or you can cheat. You choose to cheat. Who's to blame, you or Allah? You. So Allah writes in advance, after you finish your graduation, you will start cheating. It is not because Allah is writing you're cheating, you will be cheating, Allah writes in advance. So that's the reason you are responsible for your deeds. You have to follow the Quran and Sunnah. If you follow the Quran, inshallah you'll go to Jannah. Hope that answers the question.
Good evening, sir. My name is Naveen Kumar. I am from India. I am working in Qatar Fertilizers. Actually, I was living here from 3 years. After coming here, I was little bit know about Islam. Before that, I don't know anything. So from the colleagues I learned this is the Islam like this religion. So I read the full Quran. I came to know that Allah sent messengers only males, but not send any females like this. Only the messengers are the males. But I think the Hindus, what we are following, maybe Ram, Krishna, all are messengers. And what about the goddesses, Durga, Parvati, what are all these things? So we are going in the wrong way, or we have to revert back. If we are revert back, why we are giving so many donations to the temples? Why these temples are there? What is the existence?
Brother asked a question that in Islam, he came to Qatar, learned about Islam, and he knows there are many messengers in Islam, but there aren't any female messengers. In Hinduism, there are goddesses. Point number 1, as I told you, in Hinduism, there's only one God. God. There are no goddesses. In Islam, the word Allah has got no gender.
Yes.
Neither male, neither female. Allah is uncomparable. وَلَمْ يَكُلْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. But because in Arabic language, by default, we say Kul Hu Allahu Ahad. Say He is Allah. Because in Arabic grammar, when we use, there are 2 types of gender, male and female. For female, there are certain rules and regulations. If it's feminine by nature, like mother, ummun, or the sister, uktun, it becomes female. Number 2, if it ends with ta, like the watch, sa'atun, it becomes female. There are rules and regulations. Or if it's in pairs, ainun, eyes, yadun, hands, it becomes feminine. All these do not match. So by default, we say huwa. Otherwise, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has got no gender. In Hinduism, there is God and goddesses. That is the reason God is not the appropriate word. Because you can play mischief with the English word God. We prefer calling Him Allah. Why? You cannot play mischief with the Arabic word Allah like you can do with the English word God. If you add S to God, it becomes gods, plural of God. There is no plural of Allah. Kul wallahu ahad. If you add D-E-S-S to God, it becomes goddess, meaning a female God. There is no male Allah or female Allah in Islam. If you add father to God, it becomes Godfather. There is nothing like Allah Father or Allah me in Islam. That is the reason we prefer calling Allah by the Arabic word Allah instead of the English word God. Do you understand?
Yeah.
In Hinduism, we have God, goddesses. Yeah. That is the reason it is not, we don't agree with it. Regarding messengers, there's a difference between God and difference between messengers. Yes. Don't merge up both.
Yeah, I know.
You're merging here, then correct. So, first of all, in God, the Arabic word Allah is pure. All the other words can get manipulated. In terms of messengers, in Islam we believe that Almighty God has only chosen men to be messengers. That does not mean females are inferior. There are mentions of 4 great females in the Quran and the Hadith. Talks about Maryam alayhi salam, Mother Mary. The Quran says in Surah Imran chapter number 3 verse number 43, وَإِسْكَالَتِ الْمَلَائِكَةُ يَا مَرْيَمُ, and behold the angel said, O Mary, إِنَّ اللَّهَ اسْتَفَاكِ وَطَهَرَكِ وَاسْتَاكِ عَلَى الْعَالَمِينَ, that Allah has chosen thee and purified thee above the women of all nations. That means Allah has purified her. It talks about the other great women. For example, Bibi Khatija, may Allah be pleased with her, who was the wife of the Prophet. It talks about Asiya in Surah Tahrim chapter number 66. Tahrim was the wife of Moses. No, sorry, was the wife of Pharaoh. So the Quran talks about great ladies. But why did Allah not choose women to be messengers? There are many reasons. To say they were not pure, I've given you examples. Yes? 25 men are mentioned, even 4 women are mentioned. Correct? Now, why? Because the responsibility of messenger is very high. For the woman, Allah has upgraded her because she bears children. Now, if you have to bear children, then give the responsibility of taking care of the leader of the house difficult, taking care as the head of state difficult. So Allah didn't want to put on them additional burden. If you are the messenger, you have to lead the salah also, you have to lead the prayer. How can a woman lead the prayer? In Islam, a woman cannot lead a congregation of men. So because of various these reasons, Almighty God in His divine wisdom did not choose women to be messengers of Allah. He didn't want to overburden them. He gave them some facility. That's the reason He has kept only men as messengers. Hope that answers the question.
If I am having any doubts, so how can I get the correct answers? Can you give me any email so that I can mail to that?
If anything with comparative religion, you can write to me at islam@irf.net. Islam@irf.net. Or you can go to Islam Q&A. Islam Q&A is a good site which gives replies. Anything with comparative religion, because we receive more than 1,000 emails a day. And believe me, it becomes difficult. We have more than 500 staff working full time, yet we cannot reply to all the emails. Okay. If it's comparative religion, that's a specialty, you can write to us. If it's general question, you can write to Islam Q&A. That's a very good website.